You know, co-host, I always said, if you're going to mess up Greek mythology, you might as well make it look pretty.
Yeah, make that shit sparkle.
Yeah, make it shine.
Get that Windex and start shining that shit.
You know, spit on it and then shine it. Put a spit shine on it, man.
That's right.
All that ignorance.
That's right.
No, you know, they didn't really mess up Greek mythology here. I guess you could say the director kind of took it and just recreated his own revisionist version of it. For
exactly. And you know what? He's not the first, and he sure as hell won't be the last.
No, he ain't the first one to do it, and ain't the last.
Yeah, so anyone going to the movies looking for like Greek mythology done correctly, then you're a complete dumbass.
Yeah, come on, you know.
That's what books are for, stupid.
Shit, if you the one that came out of the Disney Hercules talking about, hey, man, that's a real story right there. No, it ain't.
Thank God this came out the week that I need to take that goddamn test.
Read The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't need to read that. I saw the Disney version of it. That's like the Cliff Notes right there.
Oh, shit. That's the dumbass version of it. I love it. That's the version I understand.
Pocahontas? Yeah, I saw the Disney version of it, man. I don't need to read nothing about that shit. That's history.
Didn't have it that bad, Dating white people, that's great. Better than what I got.
Yeah. You know, but here, what we have, man, is this director now. This director is named Tarsem Singe.
Tarzim, I think.
Tarzim.
Yeah, that's how I could be completely wrong, but every time somebody mentions his name, I'm always trying to pay attention just to see if they say it the same way I do, and I always say Tarzim, and that's how I hear it from other people.
Really, you sure they ain't the fancy way of saying Target?
Target, yeah. No, that's Tarjay, my brother.
Tarjay, okay.
Come on, man.
I got this genuine, authentic Tarzim. They come over get some shoes at Walmart.
No, shit. Yeah. Call that Wally World, but
yeah, man. No, he's Tarzim, whatever his name is, Tarzan, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
By the way, I saw that Disney version right there too. You know, it was very accurate. The monkeys talked and everything. No, man, I haven't seen any of this director's movies.
Really? No, wait, you have? Yeah, you have.
Which one did I see?
You saw The Cell.
No, I'd never seen The Cell.
You never seen that?
He's only directed up to right now, 3 movies. 4 if you count this Snow White, this updated version of Snow White that's coming out called Mirror Mirror.
Oh, okay.
But he did The Cell.
Right, which I've seen that.
That J-Lo movie, yeah.
The Cell, that's right. And
nobody has made J-Lo's ass look more artistically beautiful than him.
Oh,
so I gotta give him credit for that.
No, that guy can handle an ass on the screen. Yeah, definitely.
he did The Fall.
Which I've seen as well. Which is a beautiful film. Yeah.
He even said that movie was a movie that he had a vision. I think he funded this movie himself and pretty much took it around and showed it. It's if I got that right, I might be wrong, but and then he's done this movie recently, Immortals. And one of the things that you can say about every one of his films is that they look amazing.
Oh yeah, every single one of them. And as much as, like, let's say The Cell, where I thought there was definitely some problems with that story, the look of it was incredible. And you could say the same thing about The Fall, even though The Fall is pretty much, I think that was his own creation, and you could tell it's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, okay, he definitely had his heart and soul into it, but I don't know if he really should go around showing this to everybody, because a lot of people are going to be scratching their heads.
Well, I think he's going to be having some people scratch their heads with this, because he just fucked up Greek mythology for all these kids looking at it.
Oh, yeah, and you know, and somebody who doesn't know jack shit about Greek mythology besides what I've seen in Clash of the Titans, believe me, it didn't offend me.
Now, Clash of the Titans, that's a true story, right?
Oh, yeah, that did happen, yeah. Release the Kraken and all that shit, yeah.
Yeah, Zeus actually said that, right?
Yeah, they made 2 movies about that. Yeah, that totally happened.
Well, you got Clash of the Titans right up there with Roots and JFK. You know? No, now, he even mentioned this. I saw his panel at Comic-Con for Immortals. He flat out just said, the story? What story?
Fuck is that?
Fuck a story. Does it look good? Now, I'm paraphrasing heavily.
Okay. But the story pay my bills.
Yeah. Story. What's the fucking story? Yeah. Shit, I'm into making things look pretty,
I'm in the business of moving pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't read nothing about no story.
In fact, I can't read.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I make things look good.
Exactly.
Words, I don't know what those are. But a picture, hey, that says 1,000 words there. I don't need to read.
That's easy. I can do that shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, he came out and said that he's more of a visual guy. He's more interested in the way things look on the screen. He's story that takes a backseat to things to his cinematography.
At least he's being honest.
At least he's pretty much.
I wish George Lucas would fucking say that every once in a while. You know?
Oh yeah, he can take a hint from.
I love how the space shit looks, and that's it. You know?
I know. Where's that George Lucas panel that where he says, I don't give a fuck about the story. Shit. And you know what? Fuck y'all too.
I know. It took me 3 movies to let you guys know. Fuck a story.
Yeah. Jar Jar Binks, you goddamn right. That's the alien stepping fetching right there.
I like that shit. I thought that shit was funny.
Yeah. Don't give a damn about story, blacks, Jews, anything. I'm George Lucas. I'm going to do what I want to do. Right. The question here is, we know that this guy can make things look good, but this movie, his third outing that we've seen on the big screen, is this a fault for this film? Because that's been the complaint about his last films. I think The Fall is actually the movie where they said, you know what, we can't really fault this film because it looks so great. I'm beginning to hear people on like both sides of the fence with this movie. People are like, hey, you know what, it looks amazing, but this story is just weak. The script is terrible. Or people are saying, yeah, story doesn't really work here, but this is art.
I know. After fucking rolling out of this movie tonight, I was like, okay, yeah, this is one of those movies that's going to tear people in half just because the visuals of it are so fucking incredible. But, you know, when you look at the story itself, if you were just to remove all that from your head as far as the visual aspect, there's not much to bite on with the exception of the antagonist and the protagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
Because that's about all that's really fleshed out in this movie. That and the gods. So.
Yeah. Now, if you're wondering what the story is in here, because we already told you, they don't fuck Greek mythology up out here. In fact, kids,
don't worry, we're gonna fuck this up. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Kids, gather around.
Yeah.
Because next week when you go to class and your subject is Greek mythology, here's what you're gonna tell your teacher. Okay, this is real history right here. Okay, Greek mythology went like this. Okay, King Hyperion. Who is really Mickey Rourke?
Yeah,
played by Mickey Rourke in the movie here. He is looking to just take over all of mankind. Mankind can't do nothing for him but either serve him or give him a reason to kill it.
That's right. You know? That's right. Fuck a mankind.
Yeah,
fuck a story and fuck a mankind.
The way that the director said fuck the story, Mickey Rourke said fuck mankind. Yeah. In fact, if I can't fuck it, I'm going to kill it. Yeah. And so the only way that he can do this is if he finds the invincible bow. People, not kids, take note of this. It's a bow that never runs out of arrows. You pull the string back, arrow just pop up right there.
And that shit glows in the dark in case you need to shoot somebody in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You'll see if that arrow made it or not. Yes.
Oh, yeah. A big glowing arrow comes out that can knock out anything.
That's
you know?
Right.
If he gets a hold of this, the way he plans on defeating mankind is unlocking sort of a Pandora's box of Titans. In this version of Greek mythology, Titans are like meth addicts are.
Pretty much.
The guys on PCP, you let them loose and they are feral and they are crazy. You let them loose, all they want to do is knock somebody upside the head with a big ass hammer.
Exactly. And these Titans are able to fucking kill gods too, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These Titans, they are contained for a reason because they can actually destroy the gods as well as human beings, immortals. Now, the only thing that is standing in King Hyperion's way is a mere peasant who is played by
Superman,
yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yes. He plays the peasant Theseus.
Yes.
Who his mother was raped by a bunch of guys. Guys say, hey, you know, I don't want that hoe. You know, hey, she spoiled meat, you know.
Yeah.
And that bastard son of hers ain't gonna be nothing.
Yeah.
But no,
he may got all the good looks in the world, but he ain't gonna amount to shit.
Yeah, you ain't shit.
You ain't never gonna be Superman.
Your mama ain't shit, and you ain't shit. You know what? That's not true because even the gods, at least Zeus, played by Luke Evans, has seen potential in this young man. He says, you know what? You are so badass, you will lead your people one day. And you know what? I ain't gonna even help you. That's how badass you are. You so badass you can't even afford the help of the gods.
That's right.
Got to do this on your own.
You're gonna be Superman in no time. Believe it.
Yeah, you can't play Superman if you can't get through this here.
If Zeus don't like you, ain't no way you're gonna be Superman.
In fact, I think this whole movie was Henry Cavill's audition as Superman.
That's pretty much what
you can whoop everybody's ass on this set right here. You can be Superman.
Do you look good? Do you look good in a cape? We're about to find out.
So I know you and I are going to have two different opinions on this movie.
We may.
I
haven't told you entirely.
Oh, you haven't.
What
told
I thought.
Me? Okay, well maybe we will meet eye to eye, or eye to light bulb, whatever you got on your head.
That's unless you've been talking to that Oracle or something. She told you something I don't know.
Oh yeah,
who's played by
Frida Pinto.
Frida Pinto, the most beautiful woman on the planet Earth.
This movie has tons of art and tons of CG. But this is one case where there's a scene where Frida Pinto plays the Oracle Phaedra, who Henry Cavill in this movie got it going on so good. She's like, she can see visions about things that are about to happen, but she saw them abs on Theseus, and she said, you know what? If I have sex, this gift is going to be taken away from me, but I don't care.
Hey, man, I was fucking blessed tonight because not only did I see her once again, but I saw her naked ass right in the middle of the goddamn screen in 3 fucking D. Thank you, Tarjib. Wow, for once you're thinking about me. Number one. That's right. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I forgot that it was in 3D.
How could you forget? It's
was like
right in front of your face.
Damn, and you know what?
I wanted to motorboat that ass.
I was about to just run up and then crash my head through that screen. No, out of all the artistry that's in this movie, I was like, you ain't got none on his ass right here.
Oh, no,
that's natural beauty right there. I have to agree with people that say, outside of all the visuals in the movie, which are incredible, I didn't really care for anybody in this movie except for 2 people, mainly 3 if you want to count one as a cartoon. I really like Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Anybody has any doubt that this guy can play Superman, he can play the action parts. As far as Clark Kent and Superman himself and all that, I don't know. But as far as action goes, he's got it going on, man.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time watching this movie, that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about with every scene. I'm like, they did a great job casting Superman. They really did. As much as the guy had to work with here, I thought he definitely did his best with the material to where I think somebody else could have easily played it a whole nother way where you just wouldn't have cared for this guy. But as far as the other characters, especially with this band of characters that he ends up, having to befriend to go on this journey, they really had no dimension to them. But I'm like, okay, well, at least you're giving me Henry Cavill here where that's the main guy. I should at least give a shit about his story.
Everybody in this movie, I have to say, they're playing this stuff like it's Shakespeare. And I think that's kind of a fault of the film, too. But Henry Cavill, it's hard not to root for him. He's the underdog. Okay, I came into the movie just a little bit late, but I came in where this guy was looking up at Henry Cavill as Theseus, and he was just kind of like, because Henry Cavill's like, hey, everybody's marching out of the city, everybody's getting protection, marching out of the city, knowing that there's this attack that's about to happen, but you making all the second-class citizens, all the peasants, and everybody leave unprotected and everything. And there's a moment where he even tells the guy, he's like, well, we can't go with y'all. And he's like, go back to your place, peasant. You and your whore mother, you bastard.
Did you read the sign? Yeah. No dogs allowed.
No hoes or peasants allowed. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, you need to whoop his ass.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? There's a moment when he does whoop some ass, and when you see him whoop ass, you're like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking force of nature. Wow.
Oh, I like Stephen Dorff, man, as Stavros, a fellow peasant / soldier who.
He's a thief,
and he's a thief also. Yeah. And I mean, and he's one of the few guys in the movie that actually seems to be human because he's the perfect sidekick. The guy that when everything gets serious, you can rely on this guy to I guess, alleviate some of the tension by cracking a joke.
Yeah, he's the down to earth guy. He's the guy that you'd probably be like trying to understand this crazy world around you and just go, look, man, I'm just trying to get mine. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I know is I need to get where I need to go, and that's it. All right. But I actually like Stephen Dorff, even though there's times where they completely forgot about him. He would pop up when he needed to be just that sidekick guy, and that was it. But for at least what he was given in this too, I mean, he definitely did a good job. Which I could say that for everyone. I mean, what they were given, they did a good job, but it needed more meat,
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are playing this with such heaviness. And it's not their fault. You're right. It's like the lines that they're given. It's and probably they're directed to like deliver these lines very heavy that it kind of makes the film a little dry.
It did make it make it dry, but I'm at least glad they didn't like ham it up too much because they could have easily gone that route too. I think they found like a pretty even ground with it. But yeah, the thing is though is that when you're watching them act and hanging around, there's a part of you that's going, all right, you know what? In the trailer, I saw a bunch of guys explode. Let's get to that.
Get to the delivery. Okay?
And for me, I think just for the fact that it almost looks like it's in the same world as 300, where 300 was so fast-paced and moving, boom, boom, boom. You can say what you want about